Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I help freelancers, agencies, and consultants land clients. A lot of the time, if I'm talking to someone about LinkedIn, the most common question to come up is, how do I get more engagement? Well, there are two things you want to be doing. One is posting consistently, and two is posting quality content. I've already got a bunch of videos on that, so I'm going to drop the links below. Go check those out after this video. But there's another factor that I think a lot of people are overlooking, and what's really cool about this approach is that if you use it, it's going to both actively and passively bring you more engagement and traffic. I'm referring to LinkedIn SEO. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video, and by the end, you're going to know exactly what it is and how to leverage it. All right, so first, let's go through an example that I think most of us are very familiar with. Google. Google is a search engine. So users like you and I, we will go on Google, we will type in a search query, that's what that's called, it's a search query, and then Google will deliver countless pages of results. Now these results and the order in which they appear is not random, okay? So what Google is showing you on page 1, and especially what it's showing you in the top 3 positions, the search engine has determined by watching its users' behavior that those results best answer that search query, okay? Let's go through a specific example. So in this example, I searched vegan, gluten-free bread recipe. I am neither vegan nor gluten-free, but that's beside the point. And these are the results that Google showed me. Okay, so on this page, and especially in the top 3 positions, Google knows that for that search query, vegan, gluten-free bread recipe, these results are best going to satisfy my needs, my search query. It's going to tell me what I need to know. That's why everyone wants to be on page 1 of Google, and especially those top 3 positions, they get massive traffic. But now I'm getting off topic. So how did those pages end up ranking so high? Well, first of all, they just produced really good content, plain and simple. But also, those pages are optimized to rank higher in the search engine. Optimizing includes a lot of different things, but one of the most common best practices is using keywords on the page. There's more to it than that, but that's one of the general basics when it comes to optimizing something. The whole practice of optimizing a page is called search engine optimization, or SEO. All right, stick with me. Now, with all that being said, LinkedIn is also a search engine, similar to Google. It's not nearly as robust or savvy, but the basics of how it functions are largely the same. Just as you can optimize a page to get it ranking higher in Google, you can use LinkedIn SEO to get your own profile and your content also ranking higher on LinkedIn. But how? Okay, let's get to the good stuff. I mentioned earlier that there are ways to use LinkedIn SEO both actively and passively. So let's start with the passive approach. The first thing you want to do is optimize your LinkedIn profile around relevant keywords. So let's go through this one step at a time. To determine what keywords make the most sense for you, go watch this video. Once you have your keywords, you want to start using them in your URL, your headline, your about section, and if applicable, your job history. I have videos on all of these things, so all of these links are going to be below this video. Once you've gone through these steps, you have optimized your profile. Now this is something that you're generally only going to have to do once, and then you'll just kind of tweak it and adjust it over time, but it's worth setting aside. Honestly, you could probably do this in 10 to 15 minutes, and it's worth it because like we said, it's going to continue benefiting you without your having to do anything. That's why it's passive. This is going to make you more visible to other LinkedIn users, which means you're going to get more traffic to your page and more engagement. Yay. All right, so next let's talk about how you can more actively use LinkedIn SEO. You can also optimize your individual posts. And I use air quotes because it's not exactly the same, but it serves a similar purpose. By this point, you should have a very healthy list of keywords because you already did that in the previous step when you were optimizing your profile. So what you want to do is keep that list of keywords handy, and when you're posting on LinkedIn, pick a few that are relevant to that post and sprinkle them in. Now, you don't want to, practice keyword stuffing, which means cramming as many keywords in there as possible, it's spammy and it sounds unnatural to the ear, we're not just doing this for the search engine, we're also doing it for the people reading our content. So it has to sound nice to them as well. Let's do another example. Let's say you are a freelance social media manager and once a week you like to post a tip, a social media tip. In that post, you might sprinkle in keywords like social media tip, social media advice, social media management, social media marketing. You're gonna pull these keywords from the list you made. You could also use these as hashtags in your post, but before you do that, go watch this video because I go way more in depth on how to find the right hashtags for you. I definitely recommend taking both approaches. You want both combined. If you don't optimize your profile, it's just a really huge opportunity missed, but you also want to be posting consistently and consistently posting high quality content that's optimized because that's really what's going to help you kind of grow your network and get in front of more eyeballs. But you need both, they work together. Now I know how I just described this process of posting. Some of you might be hearing this and thinking, that sounds like it's gonna take a really long time. Honestly, it doesn't. You're already going to have this list of keywords. You already did the majority of the grunt work. And eventually you're going to commit them to memory because you're going to be using them over and over again. So if you're already planning on posting something, optimizing that content really doesn't take any additional time. LinkedIn SEO, that's it. Man, this stuff really gets me excited. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I love LinkedIn. I am a LinkedIn nerd. So I went ahead and created a 55-page guide to building the perfect LinkedIn profile. Yes, it is a paid product because we all deserve to get paid, but if the price is an issue for you, just scroll down and I've given you a code to get $10 off. And if you want to learn more about how my students and I use LinkedIn to source leads and land clients and grow our businesses, then you might be interested in my program, Revenue Spark, the Client Accelerator. I've also dropped that link below. You can go check out the full curriculum. You can read a few testimonials from current students. And if you're interested in taking the next step, that would be to book a call and speak with me. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you're still here, it's because you found this video helpful. So I would be really grateful if you could give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, just drop them in a comment and I'll see you next time.